Yo, what up? It's Flizzy, Flywlkr, little Fly Whizzle, uh, Champlain Poppy, whatever you want to call me. I'm from the cold Northeast, where every single car is winterized. No, I'm from Vermont. It's a state in New England. Some of y'all probably haven't even heard of it. It's the little green state. We got we got green mountains and cows and shit. You may know me from that Bass Pro song or like that Fish On song where I tell people who don't fish to take off that Bass Pro hat. It inspired me by seeing them walking around wearing the Bass Pro hats, rocking it as fashion rather than as a sign that they actually angle. Because I see someone in like the city wearing the hat, and I know for damn sure they never like touched a fish in their life. So it was kind of like a joke, but also like some real shit. Yeah, I've been fishing like since I was like probably like 2 months old. Um, the first 2 months I was just waiting till for the right moment to strike, but I knew I wanted to start fishing, so I just jumped into it, and yeah, man, on the hunt for Jeremy Wade now. It's my uncle. So dude, yeah, I started like fucking around on my mom had this like piano, so I started like on that pretty young, like as a kid, just like probably annoying the shit out of my family, just like banging on the keys. But then I picked it up pretty quick to where I could like hear a song and then kind of play that melody without reading it, but just like hear the melodies and shit. So that was like my early music, and then like I actually started breakdancing when I was like a young kid. I saw that. Y'all seen that movie Kicking It Old School? Herbie Hancock. Y'all heard of Hancock? But yeah, no, shit like that. I used to watch fucking America's Best Dance Crew, the Jabberwockies and shit. Like, that shit was really inspiring. And then, yeah, just like Lil Wayne fucking really inspired me back in the day. I heard the first Lil Wayne song I heard was Fireman. My cousin burned me a CD. It was like a mixtape. It had like Fireman on it. It had Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco. And Nike's Fresh Out the Box by Mario. That shit's crazy, bro. So yeah, that was like some of my early influence that got me into rap. And I got into a lot more like the old school shit, like Biggie, Pac, Big L, and then obviously high school was like Mac and Wiz and Odd Future. And I was like, okay, that was the point in time where I realized like, okay, I could do this shit too. So yeah, that was that whole story. Early childhood in Vermont was chill. You know, lots of camping trips. Like I did the Boy Scouts and shit. So a lot of like outdoor shit, whittling, hunting, like fishing, starting fires. Yeah, man, it was like my whole family is like kind of from like the rural areas and shit. So they were all about that shit. I was the one kid in my family that grew up kind of more in like the city area. So like Burlington, Winooski. I grew up in Winooski, and that shit was more of like less of a rural experience. So it was kind of like I was kind of like the black sheep of the family, like growing up in that setting. But it was cool. Winooski is like a really small school district, but they're one of the only schools in Vermont that's like they take in refugees and shit. So it was like Vermont's predominantly white state, but Winooski, um, is the one of the one towns that's like a lot more diverse and like has people from like hella other countries coming in. So it was like a unique experience to like maybe someone else from Vermont. I think it affected it in a big way. Just because like a lot of the kids at school were like into rap and into like that Young Money era, that Soldier Boy era, like Lil B, like Bass God and shit. So that like I feel like if I went to school out in the sticks, like my cousins and shit, I would have been listening to maybe I might have been listening to something else like country because they love their country out there, like fucking I don't know, like Morgan Wallen or some shit. I don't know, Chicken Fried. Shout out Kenny Chesney. All right. So first started making music. I was pretty much probably in like middle school, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and you know they got the fucking the MacBooks at school, or they had the desktop ones first. I was from the era before where it was just the desktops in the library, and that shit had GarageBand on it, and I was like, ooh, what's this? And I was like, I already like fucked around on the keys and stuff, but then I was like, oh, you can do this virtually, like in a program. That's pretty cool. And so I started fucking around with that a little bit by myself, making just like dumb shit. It didn't sound good. It was just like fucking around. And then I like I pulled up to this spot downtown Burlington called the Lab because my boy knew someone there that made beats and was like learning to make beats. And so I pulled up on one of those sessions. I saw him making beats. My boy Coupe DeVille, shout out Coupe DeVille. And that made me like way more inspired to like I was like, oh whoa, this sounds crazy, like we can do this shit. And so I started doing it myself. Like I got Ableton maybe like I think it was like ninth grade, like freshman year, Ableton. And then I just wanted me and my friend group to be like Odd Future, bro. Like I was that one friend that was like, let's all get on this track, like let's say some dumb ignorant shit, some like shocking shit. I don't know. Like my parents probably hated it, and it was just some fucking around shit, just like having fun, um, and then eventually I got a little more like serious with it, and like bought more equipment, and yeah, so I've probably been doing it for like, if you want to be technical, like probably like 10, 15 years. At first, it was just a hobby for me and the homies. Um, just something cool and fun to do because there's like not much to do around where we grew up, except you know go out and do like hooligan shit and get in trouble and shit. I did a lot of that, like partying and shit. Um, but yeah, the first 10 years, like the first 5 years that I started really taking it seriously, I would do shows here and there, like open mics downtown, like just little bar shit, like trying to get my cred up a little bit and just get experience. Um, but I always low key like kind of had like a familiarity with being on stage because I did the breakdancing shit when I was a little kid, and I like danced with a crew and shit. So like I knew how to like be on stage and like kind of entertain people, I guess. Um, but I just like yeah, the first like 5, 10 years, like no real success online. I mean, we did have a couple songs that like went up on SoundCloud back in like probably like 2017, 2018, that SoundCloud era. Like SoundCloud's algorithm was like a lot better too. So like I feel like a lot more people were finding music that way. But no, not until the like last year did I start having some better traction online on like the socials and shit. So it definitely took like 10 years to get to the point where I am now, for sure. So leading up to that kind of big moment was like, I had been grinding and grinding for years, just putting out probably like a song a month, or like, and multiple tapes and multiple music videos, like posting and like trying a lot, and definitely trying to keep my presence felt. And like doing shows. So leading up to the Bass Pro, like I was making like kind of a different sound, like more melodic, kind of like with the rage shit. And then I don't know, bro, like I even like had a moment where I was like, bro, this, I was talking to my boy and I was like, bro, this shit's like not working, like it's feeling like I'm like wasting years of my life doing this shit in a way, even though like I love doing it. So it was like I would never stop music, even if it didn't like go anywhere, just because I love doing it. But um, I had a moment, I broke down, bro, and I was like low key crying, bro. It was so like, just like I'd never had that feeling before of like defeat. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like I'm trying so hard, and like, and then I like in the same moment I was like, maybe I'm trying too hard. So like I started the Bass Pro track was just an idea in my head. I was like, I saw someone walking with a Bass Pro hat. I was like, this guy probably doesn't fish. Like, and so I just thought of that one line. I was like, take off that Bass Pro hat. You do not fish. I just had that one line in my head. And I was like, that's kind of a funny concept for a song. Like, let me go home and like, I mean, it was like the next day or something. I was like, I wanted to make a song, and I had that to go off of. So I made a beat real quick, and then I made a whole song just like based off of that one line. I kind of expanded on it, and I kind of let go. I was like, this is funny. Like, this is kind of funny. I'm like talking hella shit. Like, it sounds like I'm being mad serious, but it's kind of like, it's kind of on some troll shit. But it was like, I'm being myself, just being fun, like having fun with it. Just like going back to having fun with it. And so I think that's what, I didn't really think of anything of it at the time, but then ended up shooting the video to it. Shout out, I Need Money Media. Shot that shit, posted it. I was like, fuck it, like let's drop this shit right away. I like it. I think it's fire. I think it's funny. I think it's me. And then that shit went up, bro. So if you're on the point of feeling like giving up, just go back to having fun with it and being yourself. It's the moral of the story. So Bass Pro went crazy. I'm like, yo, this worked. Like, this is cool. I'm getting views all around the world. People are fucking with it. People are also not fucking with it. People don't know whether or not to fuck with it. It was like, everyone's talking about it. So I was like, okay, I like this. I'm having fun with this sound and this style. And I'm also staying true to myself, true to my roots, true to my Vermont roots, the New England sound. I got heavily inspired by DJ Lucas. Shout out DJ Lucas. And just like try to embrace where I'm from. So I'm like, okay, I got to follow up Bass Pro doing the same exact thing. So I did the same thing on Fish On. And that was kind of like the sequel to Bass Pro, where I kind of like clapped back at some of the haters that were talking shit about my cheap setup, my Walmart combo, like, and just played off the lore even more. And I started to realize, like, yo, I can like build more lore into my music and just keep going with it and let it snowball. So that's what I did afterwards with the next 3 or 4 drops I did up until now. And like each one of those like is like a little more of a window into like who I am and into my life. And I just like plan on continuing to do that now. I think Vermont's a very unique place. When people hear like Vermont rapper, it sends them for a loop. Usually, they're like, "Huh, Vermont? What the fuck? They don't got shit up there, like maple syrup and skiers and like farms and shit. Like, what's going on up there?" So I think it's like an interesting thing, and like I realize like I live in such a beautiful state, and the people from there are super interesting. Um, it's kind of a weird culture melting pot, like unlike anywhere else in the U.S. And so I think it's just like playing into that is like like it inspires me just like to know that we do it different in Vermont. Like, what's next, man? I don't know. I'm just trying to fucking get a boat, bro. That's the only reason I'm doing this rap shit. Real talk, bro. Nah, and buy my mom a crib and make sure me and the homies are all good and get to do what we love and just go on mad adventures and shit. That's all I see for the future. Like, oh yeah, and my album. I'm gonna drop an album, Green Mountain Music, coming soon. Mark my words. Everybody has something that they love to do in life, whether it's paint, make music, draw, like play video games, like, and you can make that your life. Like, you can surround yourself with people that see that vision for you and will support you, and like you just got to find those people and stay true to yourself, have fun with it, don't take life too serious, and just go for what you love. Just go for that shit because you only live once, and there's like no reason to not chase your happiest vision for yourself. Top 5 weed strains. I got uh, Blue Lobster for sure. Shout out the boys in Maine. Um, Peanut Butter Breath, fire. Um, Super Lemon Haze. I love the lemony shit. That's sativa. Good creative strain. And I'll go with 2 OGs. We got Blue Dream, and we got that OG Sour Diesel, man. That back in the day Sour Diesel, bro. Like '09 Lil Wayne in the Honda Civic, smoking that Sour D's, man. From New York too. You see where we're at, bro. Men in Black, Aliens. You can find me at Flywlkr _ on Instagram, and it's FLYWLKR. No vowels. And same on TikTok and YouTube, whatever, everything, everywhere. Yo, Flizzy worldwide, we coming. That's where we going. We're going on top of that. We're on top of that.